The Animal Crossing games are pretty polished, but like every video game, they're susceptible to programming bugs and glitches. Our focus today is on softlocks. A softlock is basically any glitch or exploit that prevents you from progressing the game until you reset. It turns out the Animal Crossing series has quite a few softlocks, which are especially punishing in the earlier games. Now, most of these softlocks are extremely hard to actually come across by yourself, but what if our goal was to intentionally softlock the game? Just how fast can we softlock each Animal Crossing game? First, let's set some rules. For my purposes, a softlock is defined as a state where the game is still running, but you can't actually progress normally, and the only way to escape is to reset the game. Also, I'll be sticking to the mainline Animal Crossing games only, so no Happy Home Designer, no Amiibo Festival, and no Pocket Camp. Finally, for this challenge, I'm specifically timing how fast you can softlock from a brand new playthrough. So you can kind of think of this as a speedrun challenge where you have to start from a new save with no prep. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's start with the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube. There are a plethora of softlocks you can perform in this game, but which one can you perform the fastest? One of the most promising is the Diary softlock, where if you attempt to open another player's diary entry on the same frame that a previous window is closing, the game will get stuck and you'll be softlocked until you reset. At first glance, this seems like the perfect softlock. Not only is it easy to perform, but every house automatically starts with a diary in it. However, for this to work, you need to open a second player's locked diary entry. This means you need to be able to save the game at least once and start a new player character to perform this softlock. In other words, you need to go through the entire intro sequence, do all of Tom Nook's chores, write a locked diary entry, save the game, start a new character, ride the train again, and only then can you interact with the diary to softlock the game. We can definitely softlock the game faster than that. My next thought was to use the Cap'n softlock. This one requires you to abuse Snowball Collision to go out of bounds and talk to Cap'n from the water, which causes your character to walk towards Cap'n's boat permanently as you struggle to find a path into it. Now, I believe this would be the fastest softlock in the game, if it weren't for the fact that snowballs only start spawning once you finish Tom Nook's opening chores. Now, the various sports balls do spawn on the map immediately, but I don't think you can use these to get out of bounds like with snowballs. So if we're stuck doing the opening chores, the fastest softlock that I know of naturally involves Tom Nook's secret codes. I've talked about these codes extensively in the past, but just know that Tom Nook's password system in Animal Crossing is extremely broken. It is so broken that players can generate their own passwords that the game treats as mini code executions when Tom Nook recites it. This is a fairly involved process behind the scenes, and I have a couple videos already talking about this, but just know that we can input this password to Tom Nook on any copy of the North American game, and the game will immediately softlock. Since Tom Nook starts accepting passwords as soon as you finish the opening chores, our plan is now to simply start the game, go through the lengthy intro sequence, and then finally input this password to Tom Nook. Since we're doing opening chores, this run largely depends on your town layout and RNG, and I attempted this run a few times, but finally clocked in with a real-time speed of 20 minutes and 10 seconds from startup. From here, we are softlocked until we reset the game, which is especially annoying in this case because we haven't saved at all during this run, meaning a reset will start you all the way back at the beginning. Note that this is a softlock and not a game crash, since the game is still technically running in the background, with the music playing and time ticking forward. With faster execution and a better town layout, I'd say this takes roughly about 15 to 20 minutes on average, which is not bad for our first game. I'm currently aware of two solid contenders for softlocking Wild World. The first involves a rare interaction where the game gets stuck when you give a villager an item for their birthday. When it's a villager's birthday and you give them a gift, they will often show their appreciation by giving you a gift as well. However, apparently there's a bug where the villager can select an invalid response for an out-of-range item, which results in the game freezing up and forcing the player to reset. The problem with this bug is that I believe it's exclusive to the 1.0 version of the English cartridge, and the odds of it occurring are very low. Also, following our speedrun rules, we would have to go through the opening of the game and complete all of Tom Nook's tasks before getting the option to gift a villager a birthday present, which takes a lot of time. Luckily, there is a faster and more consistent method to softlock the game, but it's exclusive to the Japanese versions. Using this version, we can abuse the all-powerful letter header glitch. I've also talked about this glitch before, and how it has the potential to put any item in your inventory and make you millions of bells within seconds. See, normally a letter has a maximum number of characters that you can write in it, but through an elaborate series of steps, we can glitch the game's cursor position in the letter's header and continue to write characters beyond this cap. This results in these characters being written in sections of memory outside the boundaries of the letter and being interpreted as hexadecimal values for other purposes. So, by inserting invalid characters into these memory sections, we can easily softlock the game. In terms of how fast we can perform this, we can do it as soon as we get access to writing a letter. Luckily, early in the game, Tom Nook tasks us with writing a letter to one of our villagers to advertise for his store. However, instead of doing that, we're going to use his letter to break the universe. Getting access to this letter takes about 10 minutes of game time, and once we have it, we can simply abuse the letter header glitch and softlock our game on this screen. Pressing any button does nothing, and all we can do now is reset. The total time to set up this softlock was only 12 minutes and 19 seconds, putting it ahead of GameCube already. Regarding City Folk, this game is frustratingly well polished. You can get close to trapping yourself in your house, but they really thought of everything. For example, they prevent you from dropping patterns as clothing in the spaces directly diagonal to you, which was an easy way to softlock in the GameCube version. So if we can't softlock ourselves in our house, then maybe we can glitch out of the map or something. Surely, in nearly 2 decades of this game being out, there has to be an out-of-bounds glitch somewhere, right? Well, there are known methods to get out of bounds, but all of them rely on online multiplayer. And even if we could access multiplayer, it still wouldn't really be helpful, since you can escape from out of bounds by simply ending the online session. So, are we out of luck for City Folk? Unfortunately, I think we are. There is technically a way to softlock yourself in this game, but only temporarily. In City Folk, villagers have a chance to drop by your house during flea market events. And if they happen to drop by while you're trapped between furniture, you are technically softlocked for the entirety of their visit. Of course, this isn't a true softlock, since the villager eventually gets bored and leaves on their own, but it is a funny scenario that can waste several minutes of your time if the villager decides to stick around and hold you hostage. Still, unless I'm missing something or a glitch comes out in the future, City Folk is actually the only game here that cannot be truly softlocked. Nintendo fixed several glitches with New Leaf over the years, but they never fully patched the out-of-bounds glitch that you can do with the net. In the original release, by holding A with your net out and nudging yourself forward ever so slightly, you can clip into walls and go out of bounds. In the Welcome Amiibo update, this is made slightly more difficult by requiring you to have a hole on either side of you first. Once out of bounds, you can explore places you were never intended to go. If you go out of bounds on the train tracks, you can run up the stairs that normally take you to the shops and find several invisible walls. In the original game, you can actually clip through these walls as well by simply using the same net method. Doing so causes you to fall below the map, where you can pretty much run anywhere. While down here, you can hold down your net button and it'll show you a glimpse of where you are relative to the surface. You can also run north or south infinitely, because the game world is actually programmed as a cylinder. So running up will eventually just loop you back to the bottom of the map. Anyways, the only way to escape at this point is to reset the game, so this is indeed a quick and easy softlock we can perform in New Leaf. The only thing we need to perform this glitch is to have access to the net, which can be acquired very early in the game. For our run, we start the game normally and go through the intro sequence. When Isabelle instructs us to go talk to Tom Nook, we make sure to pick up some apples to sell along the way. Afterwards, we simply talk to Tom Nook, get our tent, and complete the intro by planting a tree. From here, we go to the store and just hope that they have a net for sale. Luckily, my save offered a net on the first day, so I sold my fruit, bought the net, and then got ready to set up the glitch. It took me a little longer than I would have wanted to complete everything, but I eventually got through all the invisible walls and softlocked myself under the map in 11 minutes and 43 seconds, making New Leaf our quickest softlock yet. Finally, let's talk about New Horizons. Being the most recent entry, you might expect this game to be the most polished and the most difficult to break. Now, the game does give you immense freedom. Like, you can easily softlock yourself outside by using the terraforming features or abusing glitches. But even if you do softlock yourself somewhere, this game includes our worst enemy, the Rescue Service app on your Nook phone. At any time in the game, you can simply select the Rescue app on your phone, and Resetti will come pick you up and place you in a safe location. The existence of this app is basically an entire anti-softlock device built into the game, which is definitely annoying for this challenge. This means we pretty much have to find a way to softlock the game in a state where the player cannot use their phone, otherwise they can just escape with the app. This is sounding pretty dire, but what if I told you that New Horizons has one of the easiest softlocks to perform in the entire series? In fact, you might have done it on accident already. Let's talk about the Zipper T Bunny softlock. On Bunny Day, you can find Zipper at your town plaza, and players notice that by simply talking to him, the game will sometimes just completely freeze and softlock. The game is still running, but you're now frozen in place, eternally staring at Zipper. Pressing any button does nothing, and you are permanently stuck like this until you turn off the game. This has been a reported bug for years, and yet it still works on the current patch of the game, so Nintendo has never fixed it. Now, I don't really know the technical reason why this softlocks, but I think it has something to do with a special Zipper animation not triggering properly only when you approach him from a distance. The only thing this glitch requires is Zipper being in this exact position. Unfortunately, this means our run needs access to the Resident Services Plaza, which takes a huge amount of time to unlock. In the context of our speedrun, we would need to go through the opening of the game, do all the quests to build Nook's Cranny, open the museum, and move in at least 3 more villagers before we can even attempt this. Due to progression limitations during the prologue, it takes 9 days to upgrade the plaza, which equates to roughly 2 hours of real time if you move quickly and time travel. However, I'm pretty trash at this game, so going through this intro week took about 2 hours and 30 minutes for me. Once I unlocked the plaza, it was as simple as time traveling to Bunny Day, doing the egg tasks, and finally talking to Zipper at the right angle. If you speed through the game like this, you can successfully softlock New Horizons in just under 3 hours, which was not worth it at all. Still, I couldn't think of a better way to end this video than eternally staring at Zipper. To briefly recap, this is how fast I was able to softlock every game in the mainline Animal Crossing series. To be fair, this was mostly done as a casual challenge, so these times can definitely be improved, and there may be better strategies out there. I'm especially annoyed about not being able to find a solution for city folk, but who knows, maybe I missed something or someone can find some obscure glitch in the future. But that's gonna do it for me today. Big thank you to my Patreon and YouTube members for supporting this channel and being patient while I work through this video. Shout out to Lunascape, Cynthia, Dylan Trudeau, Silly Marina, Villager, Tarumi, Pidge01, Japan Eat, Tammy's Head, Kai D, Comfyboy404, Bobby Nard, Molly Fawn, Exploding Bears, Comfy, Tenchi Prime, Goose Fart, Idrin, Puff, Clifford Longhead, Aureus Khan, Cray, Highly in Descent, Calidor, and Sarkia. And of course, thank you all for watching this video to the end. Until next time.